19th of May 2025, 19th coronation anniversary for Ruoth Ubimu Philip Olarker III, 19th king of the Alur kingdom. Adungu sings, drum heals, dance is a memory made visible, the entire kingdom in jubilation. My name is KP Jaluo Abroad, Luo Ambassador East and Central Africa. And this is a story of the Alur. Voices of West Nile. Beneath the white skies and the Nile's eternal whisper is a kingdom crowned not merely in power but in heritage. A people whose blood remembers not just the past but also the present. However, before the throne, there was a journey, a migration, a separation, and a covenant casted upon the banks of River Nile. In Atiak, I meet an area MP, Mr. Songa.
Apoyo juinjwa, kudana mubenenwa, nyinga tie bi Kalauren Songa, atie member mi parliament mi Uganda, ento area manenu wiye utie Ora County, utie Zombo district, Alur kingdom.
He walks me through the oral archives of Alur history. According to Mr. Songa, the story of the Alur begins in Aswan, Egypt.
Wan suru majuluongu luo, mawa ai kudingo mi Egypt, anzelo ne kabedu majuluongu Aswan, wa wothu wa mondingo majuluongu Uganda, the oreli fashel, takashel, pirario ya bish.
But before the name Alur came to existence, there was a mightier one, the Luo. The Luo moved from the Aswan to Bahr el-Ghazal in South Sudan. Some accounts of history, however, start this migration story from Bahr el-Ghazal. A large Luo group followed the twists and turns of the Nile down south until they found a perfect new home, Pakwach, a place so infested by leopards that it earned it the name Pakwach, place of leopards. While in Pakwach, the Luo population grew and flourished until one day, unresolvable clash rocked the unity. Two brothers, Jipir and Labongo, clashed over a spear and beads leading to the Wang-Lei covenant. A story is told of two Luo legends, Jipir and Labongo. Jipir and Labongo were brothers and sons of King Olum who lived in Pakwach, northern Uganda. One day, an elephant invaded the homestead. In Labongo's absence, Jipir took his sacred ancestral spear without his permission and wounded the elephant, which ran off with the spear. Labongo was so furious at the loss of his ancestral spear and refused any replacement. He forced his brother Jipir to venture into the wilderness to retrieve the spear despite all the possible dangers that could claim his life. Luckily, after several days and with the help of a mysterious woman in the wilderness, Jipir found the elephant that had succumbed to the injuries and retrieved the spear. Jipir returned and handed the spear to Labongo with resentment. Soon after, while stringing the beads, Labongo's daughter swallowed one of Jipir's beads. Jipir saw this as a chance to revenge. He demanded it back immediately. Labongo pleaded for patience, but the furious Jipir insisted, forcing Labongo to cut open his child to retrieve the bead. The tragedy deepened the brothers' rift. Unable to reconcile, the two parted forever. Labongo crossed the Nile to the east, founding the Acholi, while Jipir crossed to the west, founding the Alur. I'm eager to get to Wang-Lei, to witness the covenant that marked the great separation of the Luo. But first, I need to get the permission from the chief priest, Jaluo Omot of the Povungu clan. You know, after the Great Separation, Ovungu, a brother to King Olum and an uncle to both Labongo and Jipir, was chosen to be the caretaker of Wang-Lei. Jopovungu were given the responsibility to take care of the site and to ensure that both Jipir and Labongo dynasties abide by the covenant. This explains the name Ovungu Pakwach. The priest is unwell today, and so I choose not to show him on camera. Having obtained the permission, I head directly to Wang-Lei.
So I'm right here at Wang-Lei in West Nile, northern Uganda. And this is the most historical site for the southern Luo, because this is Wang-Lei or Wang-Lei, right at the banks of River Nile. It's at this point where the Luo made a peace treaty. If I take you through that, when the Luo left Bar al-Ghazal, coming down south with the down movement of the Arabs, they were led by a king called King Olum. King Olum had sons, and his sons were Nyipir, Labongo, and Tifu. Now, the two elder brothers clashed here because of the royal spear and the bead story, and because the clash was unresolvable, they decided to separate at this point. They casted an axe here, and Nyipir moved to the west side of the Nile and became the ancestor of Alur. Labongo went to the opposite side of the Nile and became the ancestor of Acholi.
It's this sibling rivalry that led to the great separation of the southern Luo and eventually led to the Wang-Lei covenant. And so the Alur kingdom was formed by King Nyipir. The royal palace of Roth Philip Olarker stands not as a stone and mortar alone, but as a memory, a myth, and a mandate. He is more than a king. He is Roth Ubimu, the King of Kings, custodian of the Luo royal spear, a symbol of unity, continuity, and ancestral command. Today is a celebration day, the 19th coronation anniversary of the king. I was invited to attend this important royal event. The trip from Nebbi to Atiak wasn't smooth. The 2-hour trip turned 5. We, however, made it in time. The day begins with a rhythm. Cultural songs echo like rivers returning to their source. The feet of the dancers drum the earth awake. Women sway. Men display their best talent. Children mimic the emotions of their elders, their joy rising like smoke from the sacred fire. This fire is lit from scratch using stick. A successful lighting of this fire is a sacred nod from the ancestors. They are pleased with the current king. Here regalia tells stories. The king wears his crown of culture, a robe, a crown, and an animal skin passed down generation. The music isn't just music, it's a memory dressed in melody. Ruoth Philip Olarket III is the 19th king of the Alur since the conception of the Alur kingdom by King Nyipir after the Great Separation.
Afoyo, ati obinu Philip Olarket Rauni Miradek, obinu mi danu Miralur. Wati danu ai Uganda, in northwest Uganda, ku northeast Congo, wati northeast Congo. Kawoni wan chala lur wadong ku leptom paluo re muketa ber ubimu ngo just rot nanga metuka nyutu mae.
This is an annual event, and as usual, everyone is in the mood. From His Royal Highness the King to the cultural dancers, this event is highly regarded among the Alur. It is a show of cultural pride, not just with the dancers and attires, but also with the food. Everyone sang, danced, and ate, a true signature of the Alur culture. Alur Kingdom spans beyond national borders. The kingdom stretches from Nebbi, Zombo, Arua, and Pakwach districts of Uganda to the Ituri region of DRC Congo. Then there's Jonam, a name that rides currents of identity contradictions. Are they Alur? Are they apart?
Jonam gitie Alur, gitie danu minam reko gitie Alur. Tie moko maybe mo ayo, lo mo ayo woko batanda manchon Jonam gitie Alur. Chal ningo ashu Jonam danu minam kai bangwai na River Nile.
Jonam, however, hold on to a contrary tale. I ran to Pakwach to seek clarification.
Afoyo an ilongo nyinga Isaac Ochavwana Mandir atie road kal Povungo te chiefdom atie the source pa Nile kama Nyipir and Labongo gipokre i Wang-Lei. Yes. Jonam gitie Jonam bedo Alurungo Jonam gina Jonam.
So, what do you say about the fact that Ruoth Rauni Philip Olarket said that let's avoid propaganda. Jonam are part of Alur and not Australia. What do you say about that?
Maeno chon Jonam gibedo kabedo karachelo kod Alur ento kawoni Jonam ginani adong namba giromo moma gichungi wigi chalo Jonam. Jonam gitie ko ruoth mamigi magiluongo ni Ruoth Jakom ma ene Ruoth Jakom HRM diko wi ruodhi mi Jonam eni giweng gibegi yere na yera ko bang oro giluonge Jakom.
From the lips of Jadipo, the deputy prime minister, Jonam were initially part of the Alur kingdom, but now charting their own identity.
So no mushi chedong. Unu won mabe. Mongo tell you. Mane go kude. Yes.
But no kingdom is complete without its soul. In Nebbi, spirituality weaves through the air like incense. Faith has many faces here. Some old as the mountain wind, some new as colonial ghosts. I meet Ajoga, the healer, seer, and keeper of mysteries.
Anyong hari mpunga keje, iyo kumlemu.
The spirits are happy to see you.
Anyong hari mpunga keje iyo. Makangga chai punya wuto lem tuwe kun wuto lem bango. Wuto ni nyangi tekiri mu ami duo.